y square. Now this is of this form fxy upon g of xy. So this function is continuous if denominator is not equal to 0. If this is equal, this is not equal to 0. If this is equal to 0, our function is not continuous at particular that point. So if I want to write the set of all points where function is continuous, then the required set is order pair xy such that e raised to power x minus e raised to power y square is not equal to 0. So this function is continuous except this point, okay, where e raised to power x minus e raised to power y is equal to 0. So set of all points where function is continuous are x, y such that e raised to power x minus e raised to power y is not equal to 0. Right? Okay. Now how to find out the limit by using the polar coordinates, right? We know the relation between the polar coordinate and the Cartesian coordinate. The polar coordinates are denoted by r and theta form. If r and theta is the polar coordinates of the points xy with r greater than 0, note that whenever r is tends to 0 plus, as xy tends to 0 0. When I approach, when I take xy tends to 0 0, then in the polar coordinates our radius term r square is tends to r plus, right, the positive side, because r is not equal to 0 0. And we know that the relation between the polar coordinates and Cartesian coordinates, it is like this: x square plus y square is equal to r square, and theta is equal to tan inverse y by x. Okay, so with help of polar coordinates we can find the limit of some functions. We can find by easy way the limit of some function. Let us see example 5. That limit xy tends to 0 0 sine of x square plus y square upon x square plus y square. Right? By using polar coordinates we know that x square plus y square is equal to r square. Right? So limit r tends to 0 plus, we can write this is equal to sine of r square upon r square, and we know this. Now this is r tends to 0. This is not a function of two variable. Here variable is only one, that is r. For single variable we know that limit x tends to 0 sin x upon x is equal to 1. So here limit r tends to 0, so r square is also tends to 0. So sine of r square upon r square, that is equal to 1. And hence limit xy tends to 0 0 sine of x square plus y square upon x square plus y square is equal to 1. So by using the polar coordinates we can find by easy method that the limit exists. If we do not use the polar coordinates, then these questions may be solved by epsilon and delta method, and that method is very complicated. We have to find out the delta, which is depends on the epsilon, okay, and we have to find out the several paths for limit size different. Right? Okay. Now our next concept is a partial derivative. Right? The definition is like this: if f is a function of two variables x and y, then the partial derivative of f with respect to x, the partial derivative of f with respect to x at ab is defined and denoted by fx, this x is in the suffix of f, fx ab is equal to del f by del x at ab. This is equal to limit h tends to 0 f of a plus h comma b minus f of ab upon h. Now observe this ratio. Here I gave increments only in the first variable a plus h to a, and this b is the constant. I did not change any things in this second variable b. So here b is constant, there is no change in b, but the increment is given only in first variable, that a to a plus h. Okay, and the difference between these two quantity upon h, it is called the partial derivative of f with respect to x at ab. Right? Similarly, f of y ab is defined like this: limit h tends to 0 f of a comma b plus h minus f of a to b. Again here b plus h, and here it is b. So the increment is given only in the second variable is b, and the first variable is constant. Here it is a and here it is a, right? There is no increment in the x variable, only in the y variable b plus h, and this is b, right? So this is the definition of partial derivative with respect to x and with respect to y. Now we can write this definition in general, that f of partial derivative del f by del x, f of x at xy, this is equal to limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h comma y minus f of xy. Again here y is remain same, there is no change in y, but there is change in x plus h, and here it is x upon h. We can write del f by del y is equal to limit h tends to 0, f of x comma y plus h minus f of x comma y upon h. So here the increment is only in y variable not in x, right? Now the rules for finding the partial derivative of the functions of this form, z is equal to f of xy. Here the function is z is equal to f of xy. Now how to find out the partial derivatives of this f of xy with respect to x and with respect to y? The rules is like these things. To find fx, regard y as a constant and differentiate f of xy with respect to x. To find fx, regards y as a constant and differentiate f of xy with respect to x. So this is the simple way to find out the partial derivative. To find fy, regard x as a constant and differentiate f of xy with respect to y. By using this way, we can find the partial derivative of this type of function. If f of xy is equal to x cube plus x square y cube minus 2y square, find fx at 2 1 and fy at 2 y. Okay, so to find fx at point 2 1, we are holding y as a constant and differentiating with respect to x. So the derivative of this one with respect to x by considering y as a constant. So the derivative of x cube is 3x square. Derivative of x square y cube is equal to 2x y cube, because y cube is a constant, there is no change in the y cube, and the derivative of x square is equal to 2x. Now in third term, minus 2y square, there is no x term, so this term is constant. So here the derivative of minus 2y square is equal to 0. So I did not write that 0. So the partial derivative of f with respect to x is equal to 3x square plus 2x y cube. Okay, so whenever we differentiate with respect to x, consider y as a constant. Now if I put this two value fx at 2 and 1, then the answer is here 3x square, so 2 square is equal to 4, 2x, so 2 into 2 into 1, y is equal to 1, so 1 cube is equal to 1, and the answer is 16. We will see what is the meaning of this 16 answer after some times. Okay, now partial derivative of the function with respect to y. Consider x as a constant and differentiate the f of xy with respect to y. Okay, so the first term is x cube and that is equal to 0. The derivative of x cube is equal to 0, and the partial derivative of this one with respect to x, the derivative of y cube is 3y square. Okay, and x square at it is, so here x square at it is and 3y square. Now the derivative of minus 2y square, that is equal to minus 4y. Okay, so partial derivative of f with respect to xy is equal to x square 3y square minus 4y. Right, you can simplify by this is equal to 3x square y square minus 4y. Now if I put the value fy as 2 and 1, then I have to take x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 1. So this is 3 into 4, 2 square is equal to 4, 1 square is equal to 1 minus 4, that is equal to 8. Right. So by this way we can find the partial derivative of fx with respect to x and y, right. Now let us understand the meaning of partial derivative by graphically. See this figure, please table. See this figure, I have one function f of xy is equal to square root of sine x square plus y square. This is the graph of this function, right. And when I take when I cut this graph by some plane, then I will get one curve which is in pink color. Okay, you can see here the value of x is constant 0.35 and value of y is varying. It means that I cut this surface by x is equal to constant plane. So on this curve x is constant and y is varying, right. So whenever x is constant and y is varying, we have to cut this surface by some plane. Okay, and when we cut a surface by plane, then we will get some curves. You can see in this figure that the pink color curves is the intersection of the plane and the surfaces. Okay, now here is the geometrical meaning of partial derivative of the function. See this graph. In this graph, this is the x axis, this is the y axis, and this is the z axis, right. And this is the graph of the surface z is equal to f of xy, right. Now the point x0 y0 is in this plane, xy plane, right. And the point x0 plus h, that means increment in this x0 is equal to x0 plus h, and y0 is constant, right. Okay, it is in the xy plane. So this distance is h, right. Now image of this x0 y0 is f of x0 y0, and image of this one is f of x0 plus h comma y0. That point is here, right. Now if I take y is equal to y0 is a horizontal plane, y is equal to y0. So if I cut this surface by the plane y is equal to y0, okay, then I will get one curve which is in this blue line. You can see this blue curve is on this surface and it is intersection of y is equal to y0 and the surface z is equal to f of xy. Now here you can see one pink curve. Okay, this pink line is a tangent at point p x0 y0 f of x0, right. This pink line is a tangent, right. Now let us see the definition of the partial derivative with respect to x. When it is limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h comma y0 minus f of x0 y0 upon h. Now see here, this height, it f of x0 plus h y0, this height is f of x0 minus y0. The difference between these two is this much, right, upon h. So this ratio is nothing but the slope of this tangent, right. The slope of this tangent is nothing but this ratio. It means that the slope of tangent line in the figure is the partial derivative of f with respect to x at x0 y0. Now if I take partial derivative with respect to y, in that case the x is constant, right. So if you cut this surface by x is equal to x0 plane, okay, then you will get this blue curves, right. And same way you will get 2 points. This is x0 y0 and this is x0 y0 plus k. Here x0 is constant and the increment is only in y0 plus y0 to y0 plus k, right. And this is the tangent line. It means that the partial derivative of f with respect to y, that is the ratio of these two things, is the slope of this line, is the slope of this tangent line, right. So the partial derivative with respect to y is the slope of the tangent when we cut this surface by the plane x equal to x0. Now the both pictures are together in this figure. Here one plane is y is equal to y0 and another plane is x is equal to x0. these two planes are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so these two curves, you can see one blue curve is this and another blue curve is this, and these two are tangent at these 2 points. These two are tangent to these 2 points. So the partial derivative of this surface with respect to x at x0 y0 is the slope of this tangent line, right? And the partial derivative of fy with x0 y0 with respect to y is the slope of this tangent line, right? It means that the partial derivative of functions at particular point is nothing but the slope of tangents of curve, which curve is formed by the intersection of plane and the surfaces. Next is, see here in this picture, this is the surface and this is the plane. When I cut this surface by this plane, I will get this curve, blue curve, and this is the tangent of that blue curve. Okay, if I cut by this plane, I can see this figure. Okay. Now next things is the second order partial derivatives. The second order partial derivatives. When we differentiate a function f of xy twice, we produce its a second order derivatives. These derivatives are usually denoted by del square f by del x square, where d square f dx square, or fx x or f sub xx, right? The standard notation is this one, del square f by del x square. That means the partial derivative of f with respect to x 2 times. This is the partial derivative of f with respect to y, that is del square f by del y square. Now here the del square f by del x del y, that means the partial derivative of f first with respect to y and then with respect to x. Okay. So del square f by del x square is equal to partial derivative of del f by del x and again partial derivative of this function with respect to x, right? Now here some partial differential equations are given. Suppose this is a plate, and if I give the heat to this plate, then I can get the Laplacian equation del square f by del x square plus del square f by del y square is equal to 0. This is the waves curve. Del square w by del t square is equal to c square del square w by del x square. Okay, and this is the boundary temperature control model. Here the Laplacian is in 3 variable, del square f by del